What's up, Tailgaters? You're in the booth with Tailgate Nate today. Welcome to my channel. Bowl season preview and predictions are continuing today. It is New Year's Six Day on the Tailgate Nate College Football channel. We are going to preview every single New Year's Six bowl game. That includes the college football playoff. Videos will be coming out for that later tonight. But we're going to start with the New Year's Six game that's kicking everything off. Hopefully your new year goes well. I wish all of you a happy new year out there. We got the Missouri Tigers and the Ohio State Buckeyes from Arlington, Texas, in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic from Jerry's World. This should be a very, very fun, enticing matchup. What a way to kick off the New Year's Six bowl game season. We'll dive on into everything Tigers and Buckeyes here in a minute, but before we do, a couple announcements. I'll try to make them quick. First off, I got some new equipment for Christmas. New webcam, yes. New lights, yes. New green screen, yes. New microphone. No, don't worry, it's the same microphone, but in case there's any sort of latency issues or the quality or whatever, again, I'm still trying to play around with settings, so let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about the new setup and everything, because again, first time recording a video with new equipment, I'm definitely going to need some feedback, but thank you to all of you who support the channel any way you can. Continue to do so by interacting with the channel any way you can, whether that's liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, just watching the videos, whatever you do to interact with the channel helps us support it. And before we dive on into this video, I will say that sometimes, again, can be a little tricky to determine, okay, who's opting out, who's entered the transfer portal, things like that. So Tiger fans, Buckeye fans, if I miss a name or anything like that just I don't happen to see, or something comes out after recording this video, leave it in the comment section down below. I'll be happy to hear everything you guys have to say. But let's finally dive on in to talk about this game. I'm genuinely really excited to talk about this game because I think this is going to be a very fun game. I think it's going to be a fun atmosphere. I just can't wait for this game to finally kick off. Of course, you guys know the colors I support there as well. But let's start talking about the Missouri Tigers, and I'll be flat out honest, this was not my finest moment. When I predicted this team in the preseason, I'll go flat out and say it. I had this team missing a bowl game, and I couldn't have been more wrong. This team is absolutely fantastic. What a way for Missouri to explode on the national scene, and you can make the case why their quarterback, running back, wide receiver trio is one of the best in the nation. Their quarterback, Brady Cook, 3,189 yards, 20 touchdowns, and 6 picks, 9.1 yards per completion with 66.4 completion percentage. Their running back, Cody Schrader, 247 yards, 247 carries, my apologies, 1,489 yards and 13 touchdowns. And then the wide receiver that really broke out into a star this year, Luther Burden, on 83 catches, 1,197 yards, and 8 receiving touchdowns. That is a quarterback, running back, wide receiver trio there that, look, probably is one of the best in the entire country. They're at very least top 10. You can easily make the case why they are top 5. Every single one of those guys provides explosiveness ability to this Missouri offense that has just looked really good so far this season. Why? Well, the offensive line, sure, at times, yeah, okay, they've been a little bit shaky, but this offense doesn't turn the football over. They are pretty darn good on third down. They're explosive. They generate a ton of really good big plays down the field. Now, that being said, Luther Burden doesn't have a catch over 56 yards this year, 56 being his long, but he has that downfield threat. He has that downfield ability. Brady Cook is a guy that can sit back there and fire it. And Cody Schrader, I mean, you could have made the case on why he should have been in New York or at least finished top 10 in Heisman voting. I don't know if he quite did that, but he had himself a phenomenal season. And if you thought Luther Burden broke out, I mean, Cody Schrader broke out this year, and all three of those guys should be playing here in this game. In fact, taking a look here at the my little notes here, I got to scroll down, so give me a hot second. But, I mean, just taking a look at the notes here, I mean, Missouri doesn't really have any significant players opting out here of this game. However, there are some players that didn't travel with the team defensively that are going to be missing this game. And there's some pretty key defensive pieces as well. Tyron Hopper, that senior linebacker who was phenomenal for them all year, he will be out. Cornerback Ennis Rakestraw is out, as well as junior linebacker Chad Bailey. So all three of those guys will be missing this game, not due to opt-out, but due to injury, and they're all pretty significant losses. However, this is a Missouri defense that struggled in the early going, but has really started to find themselves here as of late. 35 sacks on the year. They forced 18 turnovers there. Pretty good at third down, but that number has gotten increasingly better throughout the season, as has their points per game allowed total, their yards per game allowed total. This run defense has really found themselves. This pass rush is starting to become very, very disruptive. Now, the pass defense, okay, they have definitely their time or two where they have their laps. But 42 pass defended, 9 picks. Hey, this is still a Missouri defense that I think got overlooked a lot this year. Now let's move over to the side of the Ohio State Buckeyes. Of course, you figured, oh, there are going to be a slew of opt-outs here for this Buckeye offense. Not necessarily. Now, the two names obviously that are gone, and it came as a shock to many when Kyle McCord entered the transfer portal, but he is off to Syracuse. He had 3,170 yards, 24 touchdowns and 6 picks, was a pretty solid, really good quarterback at times for the Buckeyes this year, surprisingly enough to him, or surprisingly enough to Ryan Day, some of the staff. He entered the transfer portal, which means Devin Brown will be that starting quarterback here for Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl. He's only thrown 22 passes, completed 12 of them for 197 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 pick there as well. But something that cannot be argued is the way that Devin Brown, or I should say, is the mobility between the two quarterbacks. Devin Brown is absolutely the more mobile quarterback between the two of them. So that's a factor there that Missouri doesn't necessarily have on film, but that Devin Brown can bring to the table. And other than that, pretty much everyone else here on this offense is going to be playing. Travion Henderson is in Dallas, in Grapevine, in Arlington, wherever the team happens to be practicing. 854 yards, 11 touchdowns. He's really shown what he meant to that team, especially down the stretch. Cade Stover, Emeka Egbuka, Carnell Tate, they're going to be some weapons. Of course, Julian Fleming transferred out, so he's not playing, but it all hinges, too, on Marvin Harrison Jr. As of recording this video, no announcement as to whether or not he is playing or not. However, he did not practice there, and a lot of people do expect him to declare for the NFL draft. So we'll keep a close eye on that, but still a lot of good weapons here for the Buckeyes. Really good offense on third down. They maybe at times have had turnover trouble, but for the most part been pretty good. And the offensive line, they've stuck with the same guys throughout the year, and they have gotten better and better and better because of it. Now, defensively, I mean, you have to give Jim Knowles all the credit in the world for what this defense has done. The year one, or I should say the year zero, the year before Jim Knowles to the year one jump was really, really good. The jump from year one to year two under Knowles was exceptional. This team does not allow the big play whatsoever. They're the best passing defense in the entire country. That's going to have everybody back. Davison Igbinosun is going to be playing. Denzel Burke is going to be playing. Again, Ohio State, much like Missouri, has no notable opt-outs entering this game. That entire defensive front is playing. And sure, while it hasn't really generated as much pressure to the quarterback as some Buckeye fans would have liked, it's a really good run defense, and this is one of the best third down defenses in the entire country. And they do all of this without forcing turnovers. That's the scary thing about this Buckeye defense, because when it does force turnovers, it is deadly. And again, as I've said, it doesn't allow the big play, which is what Missouri can thrive on. This all leads me into my what to watch for, kind of like your keys to the game. Hey, it's just some things I think you should keep an eye on while you're paying attention to this one. Let's take a look here at the Missouri Tigers, what to watch for first. And obviously, I have said it already, but the Brady Cook, Cody Schrader, Luther Burden combo needs to create explosiveness like usual, which, hey, is going to be their game plan. They're going to continue to look for Cody Schrader to rip off big runs. They're going to continue to look for guys like Luther Burden and even some guys like Theo Weiss and others hitting deep bombs down the field. Mookie Cooper, a former Ohio State Buckeye, there as well. But again, creating explosive plays on this Buckeye defense has not been easy, even for some of the better offenses that Ohio State has played, like Notre Dame, like Michigan. They just have not been able to rip off the big plays. Sure, they've been able to rip off the chunk yardage plays, but not the 50, 60, 90-yard plays that Missouri may be accustomed to making. That is going to be something very interesting to watch. And then again, this is the question mark for the defense. I think Missouri has enough pieces, even without those three guys out, to be able to slow down Travion Henderson, to be able to, at times, be able to get in front of these receivers and make a play on the ball. But how do you prepare for Devin Brown? He is the X factor in this game. If Devin Brown plays well, Missouri could be in some trouble. If Devin Brown struggles, this could be a game that Missouri could even potentially run away from. But again, there isn't that much tape on Devin Brown. Had an injury this season, and he's much more of a dual threat quarterback than Kyle McCord. How do you prepare for Devin Brown? That's going to be the big thing. But you got to force the young quarterback into making mistakes. Make him throw picks. Make him sit in the pocket for too long. Keep him there. If you let Brown get outside of the pocket, well, that's where he can be really dangerous, because Kyle McCord, not someone that's really going to roll out of the pocket and make a play. We see it in his high school film. Devin Brown can. So Devin Brown, the X factor here. Let's continue to talk about Devin Brown because Buckeye fans, the Kyle McCord era, while it was fun, is over. It is now Devin Brown time. And quite simply, the storyline is going to revolve around him for Buckeye Nation. If he plays well, he probably is going to end up being that quarterback next season. If he doesn't, maybe Ryan Day turns his attention to the portal, grabs someone like Cam Ward or Will Howard, guys that are still out there. But Devin Brown virtually has all his weapons around him. Obviously, Chip Trayanum in the backfield is already transferred out, and who knows what Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to do. But you still have Henderson, you still have Emeka Egbuka, you still have Cade Stover. Utilize the weapons that are around you and make some plays. It's time for Devin Brown to really show Buckeye Nation and, heck, the college football world what he can do. Now, for this Buckeye defense, again, they don't give up the big play, but slowing down Schrader and Burden is not going to be easy. Schrader and Burden are going to have their opportunities where they rip off those chunk yardage plays. But what the Buckeye defense has done well this year is not break when it bends. So if the Buckeye defense bends, hey, it gets really good once the opponent gets inside the 30, gets inside the 20. That's where Ohio State can really buckle down and try to win this game. But I think third downs are crucial for the Buckeyes here. Statistically, they're better offensively than Missouri, but they're exceptionally better defensively. I think if Ohio State can win the money downs, especially when the Buckeyes are on defense, that is going to be something to watch for. Now, Missouri did, I believe, not necessarily, I can't remember if they opened as the favorite or not, but they were the favorite for the longest time, and the line has now shifted. Ohio State, as of recording this video, is the 3-point favorite, and I think the Buckeyes win by that margin. I think Missouri is going to jump out to an early lead. They're going to be ripping off their opportunity. Schrader and Burden are going to make some really big plays, but I think Devin Brown is going to show his true talent. I think Devin Brown, they've really the huge question for Devin Brown was his passing ability, right? I think they've really honed that in. I think he's going to make a couple passes, and whether Marvin Harrison Jr. plays or not, I think the Buckeyes have too much defensive talent. They'll be able to slow down Missouri, get a stop, a time or two, which is all this Buckeye offense will need. I got the Buckeyes winning this one by 3. Let me know your opinion in the comment section down below. But hey, as always, remember to play hard but tailgate harder, and I'll see all of you guys in the next video. Goodbye.